our perspective.
Welcome to F the News, the social current affairs podcast looking into all things female and empowering women everywhere. I am your host, Liyanne Marie, and today I'm going to be joined by amazing guests on the sofa. Woo! But before we do, let's have a look at what's been going on in the world and look at our headlines. So, a judge dismisses gender bias suit by women who lost bid to be top pastor of famed black church. Pierce Brosnan agrees with Helen Mirren, calling out that James Bond's sexism. Actor Pierce Brosnan has concurred with Helen Mirren's critique of the James Bond franchise, acknowledging its historical sexism and expressing support for more authentic stories about courageous women. Shabana Mahmood challenges sentences council's new guidelines favouring certain groups. Sophia Bush advocates for equality at the GLAAD Media Awards. Actress Sophia Bush attended the GLAAD Media Awards and made her first appearance since publicly coming out as queer and emphasised the importance of inclusive LGBTQ representations in media. Attorney Tony Busby sues Andrew Tate on behalf of former girlfriend, alleging sexual abuse. 60 women at Ministry of Defence complain of widespread toxic and hostile behaviour. And this is a group of women at the UK's Ministry of Defence reported a hostile and toxic culture, alleging sexual assault, harassment and abuse by male colleagues, calling for immediate action to address the department's internal culture. Russell Brand degraded female colleagues live on air while broadcasters turned a blind eye. And Loose Women presenters are accused of body shaming men on the show. The presenters of the show, Loose Women, face some criticism for making controversial comments perceived as body shaming towards men, sparking a debate on double standards and respect in media discussions. And lastly, Meghan and Harry have faced backlash amid charity turmoil and new business ventures. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are experiencing public scrutiny following allegations of misconduct within the charity. Really, really interesting what's going on in the world today, isn't it? So that's our news. Lots happening, lots to discuss. But I'm really, really excited to welcome our first guest today. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her before we do. So she is a 22-year-old. I was going to say 21, but it was her birthday yesterday. So we're going to all wish her a happy birthday when she joins us. A 22-year-old French Congolese born with music in her veins and the aspiration to conquer the world. Having performed for less than 2 years, Olivia has delved into various styles before officially now establishing herself as an international DJ. She is thriving in the vibrant city of Paris. She is also celebrated for her unique flair and creative fashions. I can't wait to see what she's going to bring us today. Her signature genre as a DJ is Afro, Congo, and Soukous. I think I'm saying it right, but she's going to educate me if I'm not. And this honours her rich cultural heritage, and it stands at the primary reason for her exceptional prowess in the reach and realm of her DJing. As well as an exceptional DJ, she understands how to manage her image. I think it's going to be really important for some of our viewers today. And fashion is another area of expertise for her beyond the music. Her avant-garde clothing style is really unique. And in recent years, Olivia has established herself in the fashion industry as well, with numerous campaigns such as Valentino, Fenty, Mugler. I can't wait to meet her. So I am going to bring her on and introduce you to our guest today, also known as DJ Vangu. Please welcome Olivia. Mwah, mwah. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Very, very well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. What a pleasure to have her here at F the News today. So, how are you? How are you today?
I'm feeling fine. It's hot outside.
It's hot. Yeah. For once in London, we've got some sunshine.
Yeah, I'm very lucky because the week I arrived, I just checked, for the weather during the week, and I saw that it was about to be sunny like all the week.
So you've brought some sunshine for us today. So thank you so much. So let's, there was so much information in there, just in that little bio, and you're only 22.
Yeah.
Happy birthday
Thank
for yesterday.
You so much.
Let's all say a big happy birthday to her. And you've just achieved so much. So, but let's go back a little bit and take us back to the moment that you decided to kind of pursue like being a DJ. Like, what sparked that decision for you?
It was kind of a process when I started, being in entertainment, because I started kind of young. It depends on, which person's eyes. But for me personally, I started young, like being interested by the entertainment business industry and all. At first I started as a model. I was very interested in fashion, and based on my culture also as well. I'm Congolese, so it's literally fashion, food, music.
Love it.
Not only there are also educational, aspects like of the of my culture, but the most thing that the thing that comes the most I could say is like fashion and music, and it's literally what made me, if I could say. I literally grew up with music, even if I started with fashion first. And I started as a model, then I started as a content creator on social medias, most on Instagram than other social medias. And then I started with my podcast as well.
Amazing.
That I didn't maintain long, because that's where I started being interested in, entertainment. And I just ordered, like a desk, literally. But at first it was just to put like sound effects on my podcast audios, because I wanted, I didn't want it to be just simple. And that's literally all I learned.
That was a
to
lot.
DJ.
And so tell us the content creating, because there'll be a lot of people that are watching, and content creating is huge. Like, what was there things that you learned from that? Like, what made you different with being your a content creator, would you say?
This part of the process really literally made me learn a lot of things about strategy, the way people interact is really important. It's really important to do what you like, but it's really important also when you're on social medias and you are in the goal to be kind of exposed to the world. You literally have also to understand how it works on social medias and networks, and it really helped me a lot. Even I still go to school. So
amazing.
So
how do you have the time with all of this? What's going on? Where do you have the time for school?
I just do. I just make it possible.
What are you doing at school? What are you still
communication
studying?
I'm studying communication with some management aspects and some strategy sides. So it's literally something that always interested me, and that's why I went to look at school, because I didn't want to do something that wasn't in link with what I liked outside. And it's literally the only thing that interested me at school when I did school.
I think that's really lovely to hear as well, as such a young female. You've come into the industry, you've done so much, but to still keep up your education, I think that's really, really lovely to hear, because I think a lot of young people, this content creative world, this it's all glamorous, and then maybe education is kind of looked at as a bit boring, but knowing that you're still keeping that education, that is just beautiful to hear. So really well done with that. And being the oldest sibling, you're the oldest sibling, you're a leader of your family. How has that shaped your work ethic, would you say, and now your artistic vision? Like,
I think it made my personality stronger. Even the way, not only on the way I behave, but on the way I handle the things I do, either at school, either in music, like in my career, my professional career globally. And sometimes, I really feel like it got like such an influence in such things that I do. Sometimes I don't like to recognize it, but I have to recognize it, and it's not a bad thing. But sometimes it's a lot of can be a lot of pressure as well. So you learn fast how to handle things, even emotionally, mentally. And I wouldn't say that is a bad thing, but you just have to know to manage it well, if I could say.
And your family are so supportive of all your
they're
journey.
really supportive.
That's great. That's lovely. And so you've been in the entertainment world since you were 16. And looking back, what would you say are any of like your biggest lessons, like that you've learned, and maybe you could give some advice for any like female DJs or young creatives out there. What would you say like the biggest lessons have been for you?
I know that it can be kind of funny, I would say, but at first what I really learned about all of that, it's fake it until you make it.
Fake till you make it. Okay. Yeah.
So
what does that mean though? What does that mean for a young?
Okay, for example, if I could take the first example that I could take is literally my personality. I'm very shy, but at the same time, I'm really like a colorful person.
Yes.
So it's kind of, it can be kind of disturbing because you can't understand how someone colorful can be shy, but it exists.
Yes.
And at first, I was actually acting like I wasn't shy.
Really?
To get, opportunities and even to enter to some places that maybe I wouldn't be allowed or I wouldn't enter if,
So is this where DJ Vangu came? Like, so there's Olivia who may be shy, and then you have DJ Vangu, yeah? So this is like the other side that's got a bolder,
while I was learning, is literally like I was also building my personality at the same time. And you just have to make it seem like you know everything already, like you're already ready for everything, but in reality not. But it's actually what helped me a lot in everything that I still do even now. Now I'm less shy. I'm more comfortable with people. I'm more comfortable with the places I go and everything. But at first, it was literally like, just act like that's the case, but it wasn't.
I think as well, there's something about having a type of confidence, isn't there? And I meet creatives all the time, but there's something about if you're comfortable, then whoever's like going to be working with you or booking you on a job or so, they're going to be comfortable because you're showing that you're comfortable and you're confident. So it's so true. Like being able to have that is a real skill. So it's good that you were able to fine tune that quite early. So I'm excited about this. Like, I can't even hold my excitement, but you're set to open for Uncle Waffles.
Yeah.
This is huge.
In Belgium.
It's a huge name in Amapiano. And so how has her music influenced your sound, do you think, and your approach to DJing?
I really, really like Amapiano. It's not maybe the main genre that I consider in the music that I play, but it's one of the genres that influenced me a lot in all the things that even I keep doing now. I would say that even the fact that she inspires me. Yeah, she inspires me as well. She's one of the most like the DJ that I even follow like now. That keep inspiring me, and I found it so awesome the fact that she can mix entertainment, dance with performances. A lot of people I know that even based on people reaction and people feedbacks, I feel like some people don't still understand like why.
No, and I mean Amapiano and even the music you do, it's gone so commercial now, hasn't it? So tell us a little bit about yours style of music and your genre that you do. Explain that to us. What is it? Tell me.
My main style is soukous. Is a genre coming from Congo. Deep Congo. It was main played in Congo in general, but also I would not say Caribbean people, but like how to say that, the sunny countries, I don't even know how to call that, like to say that in English.
Okay.
But the other sunny countries, like more near to the Caribbean people and all, it was playing a lot. It's still playing a lot. A lot of other genre like comes near to the soukous. But it's literally like ballad songs.
Yeah.
But in a way that makes it like kind of fast. So people like ballad songs, but fast. Like people dance like kind of fast and with kind of special rhythmics and all. So percussions and all instruments.
Wow. Yeah.
And it really inspired me when I was little.
Yes. Because did you grow up on like music like that? What was growing up? What kind of music was around you?
I listened to a lot of Congolese artists.
Yes.
I literally grew up with the Congolese music before discovering all the other music. But the first music that I grew up with is literally Congolese music. and a lot of Congolese artists that even are still alive now. There are so many that I can't even name one, but yeah, a lot of songs that inspired me, even a lot of songs that I like to sample in all the rhythmic, in all the in all the styles, and also
So, and tell us, how has like DJing, has things changed with like the technology of things now? Because I mean, like back in my day, I'm getting old now, but you know, it's DJ set that come with the big equipment, you know, it's a little laptop and stuff now, right? Is that what do you have to kind of bring when you go and do a set? Like what?
It depends. Sometimes in some places they already have the whole like equipment. You just have to bring your USB key and maybe your laptop in case of your USB key maybe I don't know doesn't work well, something like that. And sometimes you have to bring your desk. They will already have desk. I know that some places already have everything, but I like personally to always bring like my laptop, my USB key, and my desk.
Yes.
So I'm sure that I got all the three. And sometimes it's even more difficult when in the lineup you're or several DJs. So you don't know if they have the desk you are used to play with, or and it's even a reason to try to know how to use all type of desk. I would say several type of desk, but is always one desk that you used to.
Right.
Yeah. And
you have to always be prepared.
Yeah, you always have to be prepared in a way.
And do you have any like rituals or like, I don't know, before you're preparing for a set, like anything that you do to kind of get you in that mood or ready for the set? Is there any kind of things that you do?
I would say that I'm never really ready. You would ask me why. I always consider all my sets like the first time I did a set. So it puts me like in a certain mood that I have to literally give all my energy. But at the same time, I always tell myself, act like you playing for yourself. Because most of the music that I play is more of the music that I hear.
Yeah.
So it's literally, I put myself in a mood like, you're playing for yourself. You're not playing for yourself like entirely, but act like you're playing for yourself. Like act like you play in a party. You are not the DJ. You are one of the clients that came to you maybe to enjoy. So just put yourself in that type of mood. And
that's really good to know. I mean, because some DJs, I suppose you have to kind of read the room or the arena or the festival.
Yeah,
that
it's still something.
Right?
It's still something that we have to do.
Yes.
Because it's important, to satisfy the people that come. Some of the people only come for you.
Yes.
And it even depends again on the people that are in the lineup. But a lot of people, generally come to enjoy music. Yes. So you literally have to kind of read the room and see all people acting some type of some moments of the sets to see if you have to go higher, if you have to slow down a little bit. Yeah. So I put myself in a mood where you're yourself, but you're not yourself. Play for you, but don't always like only play for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that I still have to read the room.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So it's kind of a mix of a lot of things.
Yeah. And are there any? I mean, Uncle Waffles is huge, but are there any other global artists that you would really like to work with or collab with?
I would say she's not a DJ, but Aira Star.
Okay.
Aira Star, Tyler.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have any dream festivals or events that you wanna play at? Is there anything that you haven't done that you really want to do? It's on the goal list.
Afro Nation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some friends going to that this year.
Yeah,
that looks like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. That's actually the.
Is it in Portugal this year or?
I feel like they do several editions, but this one is in Portugal. Yeah.
And so we spoke about like you growing up in your family and stuff, but how was it kind of growing up in a really tight woven community? Like, did that kind of help you? Like, do you feel like you had a lot of like support that you could go and achieve all these things?
I got a lot of support from my parents, from my family in general, from both sides. Sometimes there are some things that maybe people can't understand because they're not into it.
Yes.
I'm literally the only artist in my family.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I had without even knowing it to make them understand why I was in the process, and now they understand more. It can be about the lifestyle, it can be about a lot of things that can change because it's a choice, it's a whole choice. And even more the fact that I keep go to school, so they maybe saw it as okay, she's motivated, she's very motivated, we'll just let her do what she wants to do.
And they were happy obviously that you're still doing your education as well and then doing this wonderful lifestyle. I bet it's taken you so many different, have you gone to different countries, different places, or are you building to do that?
I'm building to do that because for me, I didn't go to enough places.
No,
really.
But tell us, Paris is a beautiful place. You're so well known in Paris. So what, you do house parties and stuff there? Is that what you've done in the past?
My first party was an house party.
Yeah. And how was that experience for you? Was that the first time you did
I didn't even play before this
really?
Party, and my friend just called me. Yeah, we're organizing a house party. It was for Valentine's Day, but not Valentine's Day, but they turned it with a different term, like love and basketball, something like that.
Oh,
and
nice.
They called me yeah, we have a themed party. It's a house party. You have to play. And at the same time, I had something to do in Germany, but it was cancelled. It was something that we could postpone literally.
Okay.
At last minute.
Yes.
And I was like, no, I don't know. You never saw me playing before. So I was like, oh, can you do this risky? And it was like, no, I trust you. You have to come to play.
Yeah.
And that's we literally sold out the house party. Everybody came. There were a lot of people, and it was actually my first party, and it was just before the giveaway contest for the opening party of the opening set of Uncle Waffles. So yeah.
So I mean, your friends and your family have believed in you for a long time.
Yeah.
So how do you see the evolution of your music? How do you see soukous? Where do you see it going, globally? Do you see it, evolving more?
I keep discovering, a lot of things to do into that because, unfortunately, I think it's not a genre that is listened a lot.
Okay.
Maybe, in small countries. Yeah, small houses.
But you're going to change that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
That's why she's here. You're going to change that.
Here. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of things to do. I'm sampling a lot of things that I hear, even the songs that I grew up with. I do a lot of, I'm literally discovering, a lot of things. And I was even about to maybe work on the projects, where I'm sampling a lot of samples.
Yeah.
So
and so let's touch upon your fashion.
Yeah.
So you are really into your fashion.
Yeah.
Why do you think fashion is just so important? Is it something that, because I know you spoke about your upbringing and the fashion, but now going forward in that DJing world, do you feel you need to even bring more of your fashion side and unique style?
Yeah, of course. I consider that DJs nowadays, or more considered as artists, but it's still difficult even more as women to be considered as artists, because it seems normal for a man to do a lot of things in music, a lot of things in entertainment, and a lot of things in in fashion at the same time, But it's still difficult to make people understand that I can do several things. Before being a DJ, I was a model, I was a content creator, so I still have collabs, I still have brand collabs to do, to post on social medias. I still have brand events to go to.
Wow.
And as I'm coming from France, maybe people from English countries maybe can understand more the strategy,
yes,
the entertainment strategy, but it's still kind of hard or difficult to make people understand from where I'm coming from. That you can do a lot of things at once, literally. And fashion is something that I would never put it by the side, because it literally built my personality, it literally built my person. And as I told you, I was very shy, so it's something that really helped me in the places that I was going, and I still go now. So I can't neglect that. I would never neglect that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so talking of the DJing, you're in a very male-dominating space, yeah?
Yeah.
And as a young female coming up, how have you overcome some of that? Like, has there been, you know, some times that you felt, you know, uncomfortable, or have you just gone in with real confidence? Like, how does it feel being, you know, a female in this male space?
Sometimes it can still seem, you know, kind of intimidating, but at the same time, you know, I just like make myself on the fact that just come to do your work and then leave. But sometimes, yeah, it's kind of, it makes me kind of, I wouldn't say awkward, but yeah, in some places, in some lineups, you're the only woman.
Yes,
so sometimes you literally have to play it hard.
Yes.
But I'm not hard.
No,
I'm a nice person.
You're a nice soft
But sometimes I have to.
Yeah.
To protect myself first. And even to still build like confidence. Yeah, because when you shows confidence, some people will not like it. Some people will like it. Most of people will not like it. But the important thing in that is that you're protected.
Yeah.
In any way. So it's literally how I build myself to be.
Yeah, and people can maybe sometimes take the confidence as something else, right?
Yeah.
That you are being confident for, you know, a good reason and stepping into that space.
Yeah.
So, you know, we will have probably lots of young creatives or older creatives or people that love DJing. What advice would you even give them to start or to start in this venture? I mean, you went down a house party route, yeah? Like, is it doing those things, like doing things for friends? I don't know.
You know what is funny is that when I started all, you know, the music thing, I didn't even put like a process like in my the start of my career. I wasn't like, okay, at this moment I have to do that, I have to do that, I have to do that. Literally like all the things like came after one, you know. So it was kind of quick. But as I train myself to manage myself about all these things, I would just say do what you want to do.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, just go for it, because the opportunities that it would bring after, you can't even imagine what it would bring after. Like, we don't even know at the moment what I'm going to do maybe in several months or you know, this type of stuff. And music is such like a big opportunity to express yourself as an artist, as a fan of art also. So I would just say, yeah, just go for it.
Good. Yeah, that's great advice. And you have a team around you? Do you have support? Like, tell us a little bit about that, because is that a really important part of you growing as an artist? Like, the incredible team that are behind you. I think some people forget that. Tell us a little bit about your incredible team. You have amazing PR and stuff, by the way. I'm very impressed.
At first, I was alone because I wasn't taking it serious. But when I saw that I could literally market myself and market what I was doing, not just, you know, mixing already, I contacted, you know, some people that were already close to me. Like, for example, a photographer that I was working with when I was a model, or a content creator. I called him. I called him back. A makeup artist that, you know, I knew that I was like making collabs with her. He's my makeup artist now. My photographer is my official photographer. And I'm only talking about the thing that I have in Paris.
Like, what's coming up for you next?
Several festivals are coming up on summer, mostly on summer. And during the time I have all the parties, you know, all the bookings at the same time. And I'm working on some music with all the DJs, or the MCs, this type of stuff. So I really want to export, you know, my activity like further. Not just stay a DJ.
Will you keep us up to date? Will you send us the links for these festivals? Can you keep us up to date with all what you're doing as well?
So on social medias.
Absolutely.
I always keep people updated at the most recent things. And even on Snapchat, Instagram, mostly Instagram.
Yeah, good.
And I also have Twitter, so I'm literally everywhere. So to keep
your
people
presence
updated.
is everywhere, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Have you had any negative experiences of the social media world, or have you kept that quite closed away, like you don't?
Social medias, I wouldn't say that I had like a negative experience that maybe impacted me or some, but I would say maybe the way like people act. Some people can be very rude, and if you're sensitive, kind of sensitive like me, or you take what people say personally, it can be hard, but you have to train like literally yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you learned to do that over time?
Yeah, over time. Yeah. It doesn't come like at the start. Some people are already built like to, to come at front of this type of things, but me personally, no.
Yes.
I didn't start like that. It came with the time, literally.
Okay.
So,
and then tell us, like, fashion. How would you describe your fashion style?
I don't have a particular
style. Great. You just go with
how you I like.
Yeah. And what kind of things do you like? What kind of fashion do you like?
Sometimes I can be very rock. Yeah. I love like rock star style.
Yeah. Or like leather jackets. Spikes.
Yeah. I love leather.
I like a bit of that as well.
At the same time, I love fur. Because it reminds me, of my culture as well.
Okay.
I see a lot of South African also doing it like more and more.
Yes.
But fur also makes think of leopard like for Congolese people.
Yes.
And it's also a print that I really like personally. So a lot of styles, like sometimes I can be coquette. Sometimes I can just style as like a Parisian like. With dresses, and heels.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can be streetwear, very streetwear.
I've seen like your uniqueness. Yeah. It's like very inspirational. It's like, right, what am I gonna wear today to meet you? Like you're just unique and slick, and I love it.
I just go for what I like, literally.
Love that. Yeah. Well, you're definitely an influential person. I think that a lot of people will be inspired by you. It's really beautiful to hear, like, even your journey, and you're still so young. Like, the world is your oyster. You've got so much. I know that you're going to be amazing. You already are.
Thank you.
So we are so honored to have you here with us and giving us time.
Thank
you. So you're here at F the News, obviously, and we love to ask all of our guests this as well. What would be your favorite F word?
My favorite F word.
Yeah.
I always say fuck.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. She said it.
What the hell?
And is that because you're like, you have that attitude of like, you know what?
Yeah.
You've got to go for it.
But sometimes it helps me. It helps me a lot to
that
say.
Helps you. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm very sensitive, so I take everything personally, and sometimes just say yourself like to put like, okay, pause. Yeah. Just let it go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fuck.
And is there anything else you want to share with our wonderful listeners that can just leave them with an inspirational kind of sentence today for having you here?
I would say, do you, even if you feel like you're different, even if you feel like it will not touch as many people because it's special, like what you do is special. Keep doing it, because you literally can be I wouldn't say the first person to do that, because while we think about, a lot of people think about it.
Yes.
Sometimes at the same time we're thinking about it, and some people go further, so they do. And personally, it can happen that you're like, oh, but I thought about it like 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago, and you can feel discouraged. But it's one of the main reasons that you have to go for what you thinking about, and the project that you wanna bring to the world, and even more if it's different.
Yes.
Yeah, because you can be one of the pioneer of a genre. You can be one of the pioneer of a style, of an art. You don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been incredible having you.
Thank you so much as well.
It's been beautiful to meet you as well. I think you need to not be a stranger. Stay in touch with us. We're going to keep up to date with all of your incredible journey, because I think you're going to be global domination. I'm excited for you. And thank you again for coming from Paris to London and being here. How incredible is that? Yeah, but thank you. We'll give her all a round of applause. So lovely meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Woo! Woo! How incredible is she? All right, so we're going to just take a little pause, guys, a little bit of a break. Actually, before we go, my bad. I want to open up to some questions, actually. So if we have any of our live audience, if you're okay, if anyone has any questions, we've got some wonderful people in the room that can ask any questions. Of course. That? Hang around for that.
So, what has it been like as a female DJ and meeting other female DJs? Do you have a community or a sisterhood?
Yeah, it's something that I start feeling like, I'm building with the time, because for me personally, I didn't like go to as many as places that I want to meet all of them. So many of them are in different countries and all, but sometimes some events can happen that we meet just together. But I have the chance to keep discovering so many female DJs everywhere I go and every places that I go also.
Yeah.
So
that's good. And you feel that support and that energy from the other
female
DJs.
Yeah, a lot of female DJs are coming like one after one in the time, and I really felt like even on social media's interactions, because sometimes we don't really have the time to call each other or even just to message each other. We don't have the time to sometimes. Like, unfortunately. But when we meet or when we interact together, you really feel a sisterhood, literally.
I've got another question. How long have you been learning how to DJ, and what tools can you recommend? That's a good one.
I started to learn before starting my podcast, as I told. It was in the summer of 2023. So, and I officially announced that I became a DJ on December 2023. Yeah, right. So it made literally 1 year.
Yeah, wow.
And the tools that I would recommend is that when I was starting to learn how to use my desk, because as I told, it wasn't like useful because I was just using the sound effects. I was starting to watch a lot of tutorials.
Okay.
Yeah. Male DJs tutorials.
Male DJs tutorials. So you need to now make your own tutorials, right?
Yeah.
For yourself. So,
of course.
Oh, that is fabulous. Thank you for that. Woo! Let's say a huge thank you again. Our guest today, Olivia, also known as DJ Vangu, who has blessed us with her presence today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So now we're going to have a little break, a couple of minutes, and I will be back with our next guest. So, our next guest, she is going to be a huge inspiration, and I am so excited to talk with her today, especially being a woman over 40 myself. She created a fashion brand at the age of 40 plus and after going through a divorce. Being a single mum of 2 kids as well, she is the CEO of Nominal London. This is a fashion lifestyle brand that offers fashion apparel and fashion creativity. And I've read, it says, where the rebels of the world find their voice through the synergy of fashion and art. This brand invites you to join them on a journey where mistakes are stepping stones and each triumph is a testament to the power and passion of perseverance, which we all need. I'm so excited to introduce you to our next guest, who's Krizstina! Thank you for hiding behind our newspaper.
Amazing introduction, and thank you very much. And I find it so, when I hear it, it sounds so otherworldly,
Yeah.
And thank you very much. And again, thank you very much for inviting. I really admire your program and your company, and this is really a pleasure and honor to be here.
Well, we welcome you with open arms, and I really want to get into delve and to find out about you, and obviously inspire so many women out here, because there's just so much to learn about you. So, what would you say has been your biggest challenge in your life, and how did you push through that?
Okay, I think there were many, because you can't just point out one. One of them is coming from Hungary, at the time a socialist country, and we grew up not in a way of creating something for us. Our culture, especially at that time, now it's to a lesser extent, it was conformity. to confirm, not question anything, just to just ride it through, and this is how I grew up. And I was a bit an outsider in a way that I wanted more. I think that, and pulling it through at the early age was extremely difficult. And of course, divorce, I know anyone who went through a divorce knows that this is a life-changing experience, because is not just you lose a husband, but lose your entire life.
Yeah.
So I lost the house, I lost my husband, I lost my friends. Yes, it's everything is coming together, and based on this, but on the other hand, it has the opportunity, as all ends have the opportunity of the new beginning. I had the opportunity to rebuild something what I always wanted to do.
Yeah. And it's life altering, isn't
Exactly.
it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
But do you feel that by going through the divorce, you were kind of maybe forced a little bit as well
Absolutely.
to make some decisions that you might not have thought of doing before, and taking opportunities?
I think I wanted to prove myself.
Right.
Because I was a nice, well-to-do wife, with a nice house, with kids and everything. And when this was lying in pieces in front of me, I had to build up my own self-worth, and I had to prove myself that I still have the energy, the drive to do it, and of course, I mean, probably I did not think it through too many times, but fashion is a very difficult industry. But I just thought I always wanted to do that, so when should I do it? When, if not then,
Yeah. I mean, and so going through different experiences like that, I mean, we'll have a lot of our viewers that maybe are either going through a divorce,
Absolutely.
have been through a divorce, and it's hard, isn't it? It's really hard. And then to be a mother on top of that, so you have you have 2 children,
Yes.
so being a single mum, and it kind of, I suppose it steers you in a different direction, doesn't it? So how did you rebuild, your confidence in like, after facing some of these setbacks?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first year was not easy, because then you have to sort out your finances, household, you have to find your new place. So you are dealing more with logistics, you see.
Yeah.
And the self-confidence part of it comes up relatively short, But if you get your own new place and so on, it already gives you a freedom. But it's necessities, And the confidence comes after. And I think what was for me quite important, that I don't continue where I was in the past. I could have had, I could have, find a new partner exactly similar, but I wanted something new. And this was
you rebirthed yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I think this was also in a way of I regained my vitality, my energy, the life energy.
And so what do you think, like, the misconceptions, like being a woman over 40, starting over again? There's so many misconceptions,
Of
right?
course.
What do you think, they are, or how can women navigate that, especially being older?
Yeah. I think the main thing is take accountability. So the lot of women who get divorced is always finger point. The husband did this, that, and then now has a new girlfriend, and he's such a bad man. But taking accountability, that takes 2 to tango. Basically, if a marriage breaks down, it's always 2. It's not that the man does it, on his own. And then if you take accountability, then you can learn from it.
Yes.
And also, sometimes you have to adjust expectations.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Expectations from others?
No, I mean what you expect from life, because
Right.
especially if you have a nice life, there won't be continuity. There will be ups and downs, and maybe your next partner won't be like your ex-husband in terms of everything. Maybe you have to look at something new,
Yes.
something different, and then, I mean, but again, as with everything, with new partner, with life, with new jobs. You have to be a bit more open.
Yes.
And of course, don't use your age as an excuse.
Well, I was going to ask that, and
Yeah.
you swiftly, because I said, do you think ageism is a bit of a barrier in the fashion world? Like, have you experienced this? What's been your experience of it?
Actually, I never experienced
That's
that my
quite-
age
Okay.
was an issue. I mean, I'm not modeling, so fair enough. But I think I am being taken more seriously. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're taking you more
Because there are
seriously?
too many young people around,
Ah.
and then maybe they can't deal with cash flows, they can't manage costs, they don't know how to negotiate. And if someone comes in who has this experience, it's just, it's just funny because some people think I am really cold. And,
Really?
Yeah, and I am. I mean, okay, coming also from Eastern Europe, I say what I think.
Are you quite direct?
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. But
And
that sometimes can be a good thing, right?
Ooh.
But sometimes it can be a bad thing.
Exactly. So sometimes it takes time for people to get to know me and understand that this is not meant. And then this also translates to the age. So if you have experience, you just tell what you want, as opposed to talking around and then, do you know how many people try to take advantage of us? You see, it's a kind of, and then it's always a money in it. It's a kind of give me advice. They want to give us advice, but then they want to invoice us. So, and then I am mature enough to stand up and say, okay, we have not discussed that, so we are not paying.
We're not paying, yeah. So how's it? So Nominal London.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Nominal London. Like,
yeah.
I mean, some of that what I read out. I love the ethos of it. I mean, I love my fashion as well. But tell me about Nominal London.
So it's basically it came out from the idea that we couldn't find the clothes and the garments we wanted to wear, and then we started as a creative platform, and then people started having interest in it. It's in a way, this is good. Could we buy it? And then we started producing. I mean, what is important in the fashion is low capex, low cost. It's you don't want to keep large inventories. You don't want to invest a lot of having such a huge overhead that at some point you can't carry it. So this is very important. Basically with my business partner, Sean, he is more coming from a more, how should I say, a music, creative background, and I think we are nice complementary place.
Yes.
So I'm also designing, but I'm more designing the elegant garments, and he's more a bit more the creative, more a bit flipping out, it's a bit more.
But the dynamic works,
exactly.
The creative partnership works.
It works. It's not without problems, though.
Yes.
We had some
and
fights.
tell us about this, because how important is it, do you think, to collab or work with the right people, your right team? How important is that?
It's absolutely important, but you won't have your perfect team. You have to always compromise, and I mean, with him, it took a while to understand that what I mean, what he means, and that basically we are both the same objective in our mind. So we are not stepping each other's toes. We just want to bring it forward, but we have a different working style.
Yes. Do you have a similar vision though? So
Yes.
the vision is aligned.
Yeah.
And I suppose for like business owners, is there sometimes a level of like not wanting to delegate and let go of because sometimes when you build that team, it's a delegation process, isn't it? It's giving other people the responsibility, but is that an easy thing to do? So for people that are out there, so maybe wanting to start their business, is that easy to do?
It depends on the person, but at some point you just don't have time. You just run out of time, and then there is a to-do list, and I say I can't do that. So I have to explain it clearly to someone in my team to do it. And this is also why we work also with interns, and they want to learn from us, and we teach them how to do it. But sometimes interns gets a bit taken in because we give them too much responsibility.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, manage TikTok account, or something. It's just how should I manage it? And so then they it's for us is really that we need to bring them in and explain how to do it, but at the same time giving them the creativity.
Yeah.
This is a fine line to walk.
I was going to say, for the young people out there that want to get into the fashion industry and world, would you advise them to look for internships?
Absolutely.
Like, that's the way to start?
Absolutely. Because especially, a lot of the interns want to work for the big brands, but you get a very small role there. If you work for a smaller brand, you get you are involved in an entire team meetings. You know what the other PR is doing, you know what marketing is doing, you know what the design is doing, you know that what we are doing a new art collaboration and how we build it up, and it's much, they learn much more. Plus the early responsibility.
Right. And where does your inspiration come from for your designs and stuff? Have you always been like that from like a little girl?
It's interesting because we are planning the Spring Summer 26 collection, which comes out in September, and then we were just thinking, we had with Sean this discussion, what moves us at the moment?
Yes.
And this is, and then we translate it to the brand. And basically at the moment I got into AI and then trying to work with AI, and then I love it. I love it how this creates something new, AI art and so on. So we took that, and then the theme for the next season is Sex Pistols in 2050.
Oh.
So again,
wow.
But how do you interpret it? Everyone interprets it differently.
Yes.
But since something with rebellious, but something with a bit futuristic.
Yes.
So let's just see, and then we give it back to the entire team.
Right.
So think about it, create a mood board, and we come together and then discuss it. So even the PR intern can create a mood board.
Yes. So give some advice to anybody who wants to kind of, we might have some people out watching us that want to create their own clothes, brand. How do you even start? Where do you start with even doing that, Krizstina?
Okay.
Do you just get a print machine and start printing t-shirts? What do
you can do that.
Right.
You can can start with printing t-shirts. There are unfortunately too many t-shirt printing companies. So find what makes you different.
Okay.
And but this thing has to be what you like, because otherwise it doesn't have life. So always we always think what we design, we would like to wear it.
Okay.
You see, and I think it's important that the brand lives on your personal brand.
Yes. Yeah. Says something about you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then with Nominal is of course the combination of Sean and me. And what we also do, you mentioned the lifestyle brand. It's not just about fashion, it's about creating a community. We do events, we do art collaborations, we do music collaborations.
Oh, this is amazing.
So the next one, art collaboration, will be with a flower artist.
Ooh.
So we will create something, sculptural garments as an art piece, and also some pieces which can be purchased. And we want to launch it before the Chelsea Flower Show.
Well, we will be keeping up to date with you with that, because we will be making sure we're letting everybody know what's going on with Nominal. And can I ask, where did Nominal London? Where is that name from? Educate me on that.
Yeah, it's basically a bit ironic, because nominal is something normal, something at the face value and everything. So it's a bit irony, but we like the name. So at the end, a lot of people ask us to explain, but there's no real explanation. It was a play, and we just like the name.
I really love that. So you're a busy lady. How do you balance being a business owner, successful business owner, and balancing it with real life, family, health, looking good, keeping up? How do you balance that?
I mean, this is, it's with the kids. My kids are a bit older, so it's a bit easier to manage them. So I don't need to pick them up from school and so on. But they need me there. For example, tonight I'm going out with my daughter.
Right.
We do, it's an event by friends, but I'm taking along my daughter.
Yes.
So we have we have experience, but at the same time I integrate her into my life.
Right.
Into health, gym.
Do you have time for that? Do you have time?
You know what? I like it. I start working, and then midday I make a break. I go to the gym, and then continue working in the afternoon. This is my schedule. Some people like going in the morning. I like going midday. So the gym.
That's really interesting because, I'm a business owner as well. And sometimes it's the thing that I do struggle with. Yeah. It's like, where do you get your time, the me time, to kind of balance it out? Because you're in demand from, being a CEO of, huge successful fashion company, being in demand from your children and being a mum.
Friends.
And then you've got fit friends in there. And then
exactly.
How are you doing it all this age? So, but you sound like you schedule a little bit of a balance. You have set routine. So a routine is what is key.
It's a routine, but it's also, it doesn't need to be separated.
Right, yeah.
So, like, I am bringing my daughter along, and this is a kind of a business event.
Yes.
I'm taking her along, and she enjoys. And the same I do with friends. So friends come to our event, and then we meet. So for me, it's also important always going out, showing my face. It's not just, it's not about clubbing, about events.
Yes, okay.
So where you meet new people. Yesterday I met a lady from Dubai. She's an actress and TV anchor with 3.5 million followers.
Wow.
And then we are going to dress her.
Yeah, yeah.
But for this I have to go out.
Okay, cool. It's the importance of networking, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And networking is quite tiring though, but you have to do it as a business owner.
Absolutely.
So do you, would you say network is kind of a big chunk of how you kind of get Nominal London out?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you, when you first started the brand, how would you get that brand seen and heard? What was your kind of steps to doing that?
We did a lot of things. We tried to do social media promotion. It was not really successful. We did influencers, was also not successful.
Really?
And not really. Influencers, everyone has their own opinion, but it didn't work for us.
Okay.
And
is that where you give them products and they just explain that? Yeah. So you give them products, they will wear it,
or just also dressing sometimes, But very often, if they have a certain amount of followers, they want to have the product. So basically, it's gifting. And
it just started from there. So what strategy worked for you best?
It's the events.
Really?
Events, people want to meet us, experience us. People want to see the garments, and this is why we do always with some kind of fashion presentation, fashion show, or we bring some people and dress them into our garments. So what the people like on our events, that it brings together very interesting people.
Nice.
It's a mixture of art, fashion, sometimes also sport and TV, and they like being there because they use it, they network as well.
Yeah, of course.
And then this events creates this community, and based on this you can build.
Yes. And I think that's good advice, because I think people that are business owners, or it's really important to know you're your walking brand at times, right? So you are the CEO, but people are also going to kind of network and kind of really being drawn to you, then going to want to look at your brand. So be that walking brand. They do. I agree with that.
This is the personal brand.
Yes. Yeah, it's the personal touch, isn't it? I think, and we're losing that a little bit, aren't we, as the human? Like, because we have all this amazing social media, which is great. We're live on TikTok here today, but it is also that human experience, isn't it? And how you can make people feel, and how your brand and clothing, make people feel. I had a look at the clothing, like I'm into the clothing, so it was great to see things that look different as well. You speak as well on your website and stuff about this. I like where you mentioned about like the stepping stones of mistakes and stuff. It's okay to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Has there been some mistakes that you want to share with us? Like, give us an example of something that you learned from.
I mean, neither of us came from fashion school.
Right.
We had to learn it. We had to learn it from scratch, basically. We had to learn how to do the tech packs. We had to learn how to manage suppliers. We had to learn how to do promotion. We're still learning. I mean,
and this all happened when you was in your 40s. Is this right?
Yes, yes.
So this is like something like brand new. You're entering, and you're learning as you grow. Is that what you're
absolutely.
doing? Oh my God! Wow, this is amazing. So how do you find motivation, would you say, every day? What makes you keep
God, this
going?
is a very good question.
Where's the motivation come from for Krizstina?
I think it's always a combination of course, money. You know, if money comes in, is we can talk around it, but money is an ultimate motivation.
Yes.
Also feedback from our community, from our tribe, from people. And then,
like
for example, in people who missed our event, they ask him, when is the next event? When is the next event? You see? So this is also, of course, people are admiring our designs, and this is also something where I mean, our design changed because we were a bit more edgier. But then when we heard, this might be too transparent, or a bit too extreme, so we are bringing in also other aspects of it, you know. So it's always you have to engage with your consumers. With your
of course
market,
you do.
yeah.
And what words of encouragement can you give to anybody out there that is wanting to start over again? Because that's kind of what you've done, right? You've either started over again or starting something new. What words of encouragement?
I think life never stops, you know, and life only stops if you are dead. So basically, you have to move. You have to come up and again, blaming social media, blaming AI, blaming men, blaming your divorce doesn't create something, you know. It's all about evolution.
Yes.
You know, and you evolve your own evolution, and maybe this divorce or something was part of the evolution.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
And I think what you said earlier about the accountability, I think more people can learn from that. If we take accountability for things, not a blame culture. You know, it's everybody else's fault. I mean, at times it will be somebody else's fault, and that's okay. But if you could change one thing about the fashion industry and make it more inclusive for women over 40, what would it be?
I think it's sometimes is how people look as a designer is very important but it's you know, how you create that a bit more flamboyant view of designers are more important. But interestingly, then you go to the investors, they are more looking for, again, the combinations, flamboyant and having a vision, but also something more firm, more. So, but I can change. I think it's fashion industry is not very dissimilar to other industries. You know, you have to grow, you have to prove yourself, and there will be setbacks everywhere. Fashion industry is a bit quicker moving, but going tech is even more, you know, exactly. So it's not necessarily a specific fashion industry. I think it's just that don't think that you are too old to start. Don't think that you are finished with life. You know, how I see it sometimes. You know, I say, okay, I have maybe 20, 30 good years. So how do I want to spend this?
Right, that's a good way to look at it, isn't it? And I think for people that are watching us on this, just the strength it takes as a woman, being resilient, keep on going, and it's the skills that you've kind of shown and the power of it. What skills or perspectives do you have maybe now that you wish you had when you were younger?
I think when I was younger, I was a bit tighter. You know, I think at the moment I let go much more.
Yes.
I don't want to control so much.
Really?
Yes.
You've let go. Even having your own business, are you able to do that?
This is an interesting thing because this is happening with the fashion shows very, very often. So you are just trying to control everything, plan everything. it's 100% something goes wrong, you know.
Right.
But then you have to improvise, and I think having a bit space for improvisation is important because there's 100% something will go wrong.
Yes.
In business, fashion show, whatever you do in life.
Yeah. And so tell me about the fashion shows. I'm from the world of casting director, film, TV and stuff. So tell me, at your fashion shows, do you make the decisions on the models that you have for your fashion shows? Do you bring a real diversity collective? Are they inclusive? How do you guys make those decisions?
Yes, absolutely. So it's basically with the models. It's always depends. You know, sometimes friends are modeling for us. Sometimes we get some models who we have to do some deal with them, you know, in terms of the payment. And of course, we always want to have a diversity, especially racial diversity. This is very important for us. Sometimes we are struggling with Asian models, I have to say, because it's we want to have proper diversity, and then sometimes it's a bit more difficult. Although in the last shows we managed this quite well. But at the same time, you have to be also careful that they look similar.
Right.
You know,
you go for
exactly. At the very beginning, we also experimented with different sizes. It was an impact which attracted certain attention. You know, and we do it, but we do it in the right place. For example, editorial shots.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
then you can play with that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's the different size is but if the models walk out, the point is here that the focus has to be on the garments.
Yes.
Not on the models.
Okay.
You see?
Yes. It's about the clothing. It's
Exactly.
about the branding.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's been the most unexpected hurdle you've had to overcome? So, I mean, this is in your entrepreneur journey.
Yeah.
The divorce obviously is personal, but what about as being an entrepreneur? Has there been any hurdles?
Actually, getting loan.
Yeah.
Or getting investors.
Really?
And sometimes I'm just thinking, you know, we don't want to have so much money, you know, but they are giving to some tech companies 10 times as much as we are.
Of course.
Requiring. And sometimes I just don't understand the logic behind it, you see. So it's all about, okay, you can do contracts and the you know, kind of the discount rate, what kind of discount rate you use in the cash flow model. But then I just don't understand sometimes. And we were talking to a number of investors, and they are very much focusing on tax.
Right.
So or but look at the moment the tech markets and Olivia and everything. It's not a safe investment either. So
the hurdles can be investment and stuff can be quite hard.
Absolutely.
And where do you vision Nominal London? Where is it going? What do you?
We have to go international.
International.
Yeah.
Are you just London at the moment?
At the moment, London. We start something in Marbella this summer.
Nice.
So basically, follow money.
Yes, you want to go where the clientele is.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's some of the clothing. It's not your high street costing, is it?
Exactly.
It's more.
We have to follow the money, and probably we will go also Middle East, and through Middle East we will go to Far East as well, and then US will come at some point when it calms down, you know. Yeah,
of course. But that, I suppose, they're the demanding areas of the world as well for fashion, aren't they? So, but London is your hub, right? I mean,
London is a culture, a roots.
Yes.
I wouldn't say this is at the moment the most lucrative fashion market.
Okay. So, has it changed a lot? Do you feel?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why has it changed? Do you think? What's changing?
I mean, I don't want to go into politics, but of course, start with Brexit, you know, and then it just spiraled in a way of ending up with the new tax increases, you know, the benefit cuts. It's difficult for people to survive. And then the last float will be to buy a dress for £500. You see?
Yes. Yeah, so then that has an impact, doesn't it, on your business?
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about your fit check today.
Okay,
You're looking fabulous.
Okay, thank you.
tell us about, any of these your own brands or no? You're
Actually
just,
not. I think
that's fine.
I was thinking about wearing Nominal, but then I had to run and.
How would you describe your sense of fashion?
But I think what I'm wearing is very much me.
Right.
In a way of a mixture, it's a bit extravagant and a bit elegant.
Yes, I'm vibing that.
So
you've got the gold studs and
exactly,
the jeans as well.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
Yeah. So, and then I thought, this will fit in. And as I'm not pink and purple, so it's kind of okay.
We've got lots of pink and purple. I'm not in pink and
I
purple
don't
as well.
want to kind of blend into the sofa.
Yeah, no. So thank you for that, because you're looking fabulous.
Thank you.
So for your children, are they inspired by
Absolutely.
do you think they are going to be the next generation of the fashion world, or are they going into something completely different?
This is interesting because my older daughter is on the university in Madrid, and my background is management consulting.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's what you did before.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing it still a bit, to balance life.
Yeah.
And my older daughter would like to go into management consulting, so which I never pushed her, so never ever. My younger one is still deciding, but she's sometimes modeling for us, and she's exposed to an industry but it can make or break you. So
Yes.
So I'm just offering her, exposure. But I think what I am planning to do, and subject to my ex agreement, so I think it's sometimes good to them not to give them things, but give them the opportunity. Let's give them a bit money, and they have to turn it around.
Yes. Yeah.
Just they are at the moment a bit. It's a bit maybe too complicated, but let's them play.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's them try to do something. Let's them, if they have the idea, let's just try them to support it. And of course they will fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the next one will be much easier for them.
Yeah. Well, I think what's lovely as well, Krizstina, is knowing that you've been through, I would say it's one of the hardest things in life, a divorce, moving home. I think there's all these things, parenthood, divorce, moving home. And to come out and still be so inspirational to other people, be successful, have your own company. Like, it's incredible. So huge well done to you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for inspiring all of us to keep going, I think, isn't it? It's keep going. And if there's anyone out there that's, currently going through those dark times, that hopefully by listening to this conversation from you, they can see that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And if they just keep on pushing, keep on going, there will be the hard days, but good days are coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're here at F the News, and we always ask a guest this, and we want to know, what is your favourite F word?
God. I know I did not prepare for this.
It doesn't need to be a rude one. This question always throws everyone. This is why it's so interesting.
I think you've answered it before.
Yeah.
You have.
Which one? Fashion?
No,
I like funky.
Funky. She's come with funky today. I love
like
that.
funky.
Well, what we want to do as well while you're here, Krizstina, because obviously we are live, so we do want to open up to see if there's any questions as well for you.
Absolutely.
But before we do that as well, maybe it'd be great to just give some audience as well a little bit, like, if they want to, we can put where to follow you, how to see the website, follow the brand, see where your events are. Yeah. Maybe there's some aspiring models out there as well that wants to get in touch. Or
young designers, internship, who wants to do some marketing, design,
this is great.
PR, internship. We are more than happy to help.
Oh, that's really lovely to hear, because I think it's so important, isn't it, to give opportunity. So let's pop over. Do we have some questions?
Okay, well, as they're coming through, I've got my own question first.
Okay.
So obviously, fashion is your passion. It's clear, and you're very exude fashion. But if you wasn't in the fashion industry, what industry would you be in, and why?
Art. I was always an artist.
It makes sense. It's crossover.
There's something about us creatives, though, isn't it? Like we're steering, like so. Yeah.
Okay. What has been the hardest part of being an entrepreneur?
Managing cash.
Managing cash.
investments.
Managing cash, making sure that you bring in the money while you are paying bills, why not coming over a cheapskate, but still keeping up quality level. It's extremely hard. You know?
It really is, isn't it? And even like invoices, waiting on payment, like these are all the things that you don't realise, do you, when you go into owning your own business. But guess what? The bills don't stop, do they? So you've got to keep on,
And then also sometimes you have to sometimes Shopify transfers the money a couple of days later, and then I can't pay because it's not there. So, and then explaining this to people, that I have to pay it because at the moment the money didn't come in. It's there, but it didn't come in yet.
But it's not come through.
Yeah, and this is sometimes difficult, and they take it personally, but this is just business as usual.
Yeah. So lastly, before we kind of like, we got one more. This is great.
Oh, it's scrolled up now. Okay. How did you choose your business partner?
Oh, that's a
this
good
is
one.
a very good question. Very good
that's
question.
a good one.
I think it was a complete opposite of me. It's a complete opposite, and somehow I think we were both attracted to this complete opposite. So me being who I am, and he is a young black male from South Africa, coming from a music background, and I think we both were at the point of our life that we were somehow inspired by the other one.
How did you meet?
It was in a private members club, basically. It was
and you got
creative,
talking.
Yeah, and then we started talking. We were both dressed quite fashionable. We started talking, and then we were just a couple of months later we met, and we were just talking that what would be fashion, doing something fashion, because he's fashionable, I'm fashionable, so why not to do something fashionable?
Yeah. And the trust, did you just build up that trust? Because I suppose that's the only scary thing, isn't it?
I mean, we both went through quite a transformational process. I think he became more business-like, and I become more, not creative, more relaxed.
Relaxed,
in terms of timing, in terms of a lot of things, And I'm not this kind of German lady or Hungarian German lady who has to be always on time, and I don't get upset at the moment anymore.
And I just want to ask, is there a personal mantra that you can give for like resilience and renewal? Like, we all have to go through these times of resilience, renewing ourselves, starting a new chapter. Just a little.
I think you don't have a choice. You the only choice is for you to live your life in misery or move on. And this is the choice you have to make. Yeah. So and life is never perfect. You can focus on the negative sides, or you can focus on the positive sides. And if you focus on the positive side, you create through manifestation more positive.
Yes, absolutely.
Elements.
How amazing is Krizstina, guys? Yeah. I just want to thank her so much. Thank you all also for your questions. I think she's a true reflection of like being resilient, inspiring, and for all you business
and thank you
women
for watching
there.
it as well.
Thank you for joining us.
Amazing Femme Fatale.
Give it up for Krizstina! Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Good. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Krizstina.
Good, thank you.
So I just wanted to say a quick, guys, before we go today, we want to bring this community, sisterhood together, and we can't do it without your support. So please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And next up, what we're going to do is we're going to hand over to our Rochelle, our hologram host, who is going to introduce you to our guests this week in the News Vault. So tune in. Stay tuned.
This week, stepping into the vault is Clear Day performing her track Roots.
Why did you leave her?
I don't want to talk about it.
I do.
Can't you let me hold on to some pride?
I lost all mine with you.
I've never seen that again.
I want to talk to you.
Not now, later.
No, now.
You don't like me much, do you? You think I'm out of choice, huh?
Take your hands off me.
I'm planning to leave, but I don't pay for that last Idiosyncrasies cause us to be unsynchronized. Idiots up until now. I felt like I've been dealing with idiots, but I didn't have you pegged as one of their affiliates. The mind of a genius discovers my weakness, but you failed to uncover your own. Until now that you've cut me to the bone and thrown my lifeless body on the pile of skeletons in your closet. Skeletons in my closet have been haunting me since way before the day I started dying to my flesh. And I confess that you had me feeling gratitude, you had me feeling blessed for the pain that you caused as it was ripping through my chest. And like, don't even get me started on the rest, as if it was a privilege to have my heart broken by you. So wrapped up in dreams you sold, words that were spoken by you. I really thought that I would marry you and carry your youths, but you can't build your lost foundation if it ain't founded on truth. We fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn came around we didn't know what to do. We fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn came around we didn't know what to do. Fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn came around we didn't know what to do. We fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn came around we didn't know what to do. Now I'm not sure I can hold the weight that I carry. Deep thoughts marry confusion with clarity. I messed up badly. Like contempt was bred too much familiarity. I'm too proud but not too prideful to admit it. And so I won't deny I did it. I was stumbling and sinning. Now I'm stumbling but winning, cause I got my mind right. But I could see it wasn't right, looking back in hindsight. But you don't know how it feels to have what's real and to lose it cause you couldn't keep your side of the deal. I would've never gotten there if I had known how it would feel to be driving and suddenly lose control of the wheel. And now it's Jesus take the wheel, cause our love is on the back seat. Thought that if I fell down you would always catch me, but you scratched me as I fell through your hands like quicksand. A big man like you, never strong enough to tell the truth. We fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn came around we didn't know what to do. We fell in love with the flowers and not in love with the roots, and then when autumn